Hi guys and welcome to Heart Signal Season 4 Episode 10, Recap and Review. This episode felt like I was watching a K-drama. While this episode was fun to watch, it was still pretty annoying also. The most annoying part is the insane cutting and pasting by the editors. It just didn't make any sense, and also, the fact that Isu is being made to appear like an evil villain is most concerning to me. So let's start with the recap. MinGyu and Ji-young went on a date after work. They literally work 2 blocks away from each other. During their date, he suggested they should eat lunch together every day, which surprised Ji-young. Then they confessed that they both have feelings for each other. The date was extremely sweet, with a lot of body contact and tension. We always get the most signals from these two. They both agreed to make sure they meet after the show. They were also excited to get home and watch a movie together. When they get home, they were all lovey-dovey, watching a movie, feeding each other, then getting comfy under the same blanket, tearing each other's clothes off with their eyes. No disrespect guys, but that was how it felt. The tension was to the max. MinGyu's eye game is no joke. Those eyes get me every time, lol. Then Yisu and Ji-won show up, just like in the dramas. They come in and find them both under the same blanket in the barely lit room, and at that moment they came in, the scene on TV was of 2 people kissing. I died guys. What the K-drama is going on? Ji-won and Yisu decided to get changed and come back. When they came back, Ji-won could feel the tension between the duo. He was trying hard to separate them, so he insisted they stop watching the movie and have them all go downstairs, which by the editing didn't seem like they listened to him. Isu, on the other hand, gave them some looks and she was visibly worried. Meanwhile, MinGyu can't handle the pressure, so he goes to bed, turns the light off and hides under the covers. Yisu goes to find MinGyu and the background music sounded like I was watching a horror film. Why not play some Titanic type song? Why make the girl look scary with that sound effect? These damn editors, lol. So, she knocks on the door. MinGyu doesn't respond at first, but the girl won't give up. He pretends he's sleeping. She still called out to him, so he asked her to come in. Next he tells her in English, "We're done."
Yeah, I think we're done.
Really? Was that in English? What the razzmatazz is going on? So seriously, you mean to tell me that all this while, these two have been communicating in English and viewers didn't know? This means they are closer than we think. It's like the cameras are off duty when MinGyu Yisu, JM Jyori, and Jimin Hushin communicate. Are the editors just cranky, lazy to edit, or they just don't want to have too many episodes? I mean, the least they could do is make this more real and not take too much away from the audience while still maintaining their narrative. Why wouldn't they let us know how MinGyu Yisu and Jimin Hushin relationship develop? I never took Hushin Jimin seriously because I thought they were just helping each other with votes. I genuinely never took them seriously until the crack in their relationship in this episode. The editors need to do better. This isn't fair to us viewers. Anyways, I'm done with my rants. Now, back to the recap. MinGyu said we're done. There are 2 meanings to this statement. First meaning is, what I feel for Ji-young tonight is so strong that I don't think we can continue. We are done. Or, it could also mean, I am so worried up. I know you're disappointed in me, so we are done. He showed her 2 items on the table and said this is from Ji-young and this is from JM. The timing isn't working out. After that statement, I knew the guy actually meant they were really done. He did not want to continue with her. He wanted to end it there and risk it all for Ji-young. But Yisu wasn't having it. They talked at length, which yet again wasn't aired, but you can tell that even though MinGyu called Ji-young a fish, Yisu was a bigger fish. She quickly devoured that thought off his mind. The next thing we know, 4 of them were in a car together heading to the amusement park the next day. That's Ji-young, MinGyu, Yisu, and Hushin. On their journey, MinGyu was extremely attentive to Yisu's emotions, going the extra mile to please her. As for how they resolved their issues, it appears that these two share a closer bond behind the scenes than what was shown. During the ride, Ji-young couldn't help but feel disturbed by their flirting in the back seat, leading her to make a mistake while driving, prompting a reaction from Lee-soo. She leaned in close to Mingyu's ear and whispered, "I'm a better driver, right?" He nodded in agreement. To me, this was a flirtatious act. While I must clarify that I am not a body language expert, I've discussed this with experienced people who all felt that she was attempting to flirt and reconnect with the guy she nearly lost. It's worth noting that making such a remark out loud for Ji-young to hear would have been considered impolite, but thankfully, that didn't happen in this case. Lee-soo certainly deserves credit for her impressive abilities to capture a man and also keep him. Her flirting techniques are on point, and she keeps MinGyu engaged. So she's not missing out on his frequent attention and texts. Let's take a moment to empathize with Lee-soo and refrain from harsh judgments. I really hope the show will avoid malicious editing that could portray her as a villain. Ultimately, like everyone else on the show, Lee-soo is simply seeking love, and her efforts to connect with MinGyu through flirting should not be perceived as rude. After all, flirting is a natural part of human interaction when trying to establish a romantic connection. So, let's show some compassion and understanding, recognizing that she's just another person looking for love in her own way. At the amusement park, each time MinGyu and Ji-young got together, there was some awkwardness in the air from the other two. So naturally, MinGyu stayed mostly away from Ji-young to avoid pressure from them. Hoo-shin generally is a very funny guy, his jokes give me life, and I'm glad MinGyu doesn't take his jokes too seriously and laughs it off, because he threw some expensive jokes at MinGyu but they only made MinGyu look stronger. I still like you, Hoo-shin. You have a great attitude, but please reduce the jokes on MinGyu. Jae-ri is more manly when he's with other ladies. His true self showed when he went out with Jimin and JM. And who can forget his epic drunken night episode? He and JM went out on a date where she expressed her feelings for him. He said he was aware of her feelings. But my guy could not accept her feelings because he is determined to get Ji-young. He later joked with Jimin and told her he knew she was feeling a bit lost. And she responded she wasn't sure about Hoo-shin's heart. Though she appears to be a little sad, she still gracefully maintains her happy spirit. During her date with Hoo-shin, she was sweet as usual, but you can see the disconnect from Hoo-shin. My girl can't complain because she's also rejected MinGyu many times, so she knows she can't complain when others reject her. But all in all, she was so sweet as usual on her date with Hoo-shin, and it's interesting to note that in episode 10, Jimin is still not considering going back to MinGyu. Meanwhile, MinGyu has become the king of chaos, causing ruckus in all the ladies' hearts, laughing my ass off. My guy is out there turning the house upside down. He became the controller general, pressing the ladies' remote controls left, right and center to wherever he wants them, except for Jimin, of course, the major culprit that stole MinGyu's heart, lol. I really enjoyed MinGyu in this episode. Episode 10 is my best so far, that's besides the ungodly editing of course, but MinGyu is my person all day every day. He's giving us what we want, and that is entertainment. And because MinGyu values his friendships over romantic relationships, he is holding off on Ji-young, to give Jae-ri a chance. At the end, he voted for Lee-soo. They're the only consistent couple in the house right now since Jimin and Hoo-shin now kinda have a crack in their relationship. Hoo-shin is going all out for Ji-young, and I think he needs to cut Jimin loose and tell her his mind. All the other men chose Ji-young. Ji-young chose MinGyu and JM still chose Jae-ri. This is really sad, guys. No one is open-minded in this house except for MinGyu. And for those who are angry with MinGyu not voting for Ji-young, remember he cares for Jae-ri and he cannot vote for Ji-young when he knows all the men are going for her, but he has already confirmed her feelings. Either he chose her via text or not, what matters is how they communicate, and besides they've established a romantic interest in each other, meaning this can be explored whenever they want. Although by the end of the episode, Ji-young seems to have doubts and it looks like she might give Jae-ri a chance based on what I saw from the trailers. Anyways. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you in my next video. Please like the video if you enjoy my content, subscribe and also hit the notification bell to get quick updates on future uploads. Bye.